Hey, guitar playing champions, have you ever traveled on an airplane and wanted to bring your guitar along, and then you realized that handing your guitar over to airline employees might be a really bad idea? I've traveled all over the world with my guitars on airplanes, and like you, the last thing I want to do is let those airline employees touch my guitar, throw it around, lose it, damage it, or who knows what. And the worst part is the kindergarten excuses and the bad attitude you'll likely get from the airlines after your guitar is lost or stolen or they've broken your guitar neck. Today I'm going to share with you how I bring a guitar with me on every airplane, on every airline, and in every country I've ever traveled to by plane. I do not let the airlines touch my guitars. I don't check my guitar with my luggage. I don't check the guitar at the gate. I don't buy a separate ticket for my guitars. I just carry them right on the airplane with me. But there's a special process that I use to get this done. Now, I've seen many others try to get their guitars on an airplane, and sometimes it doesn't work at all. They've got to check their guitar with the luggage, or at least check it at the gate, and then it disappears and someone throws it under the plane and you don't know what's going on. Now, I've never had to do any of that stuff with the process that I use, and so far my success rate has been 100% getting my guitar with me on the plane. So here's what I've done countless times. First, I'll share with you what to do if you're traveling with only one guitar. Later in the video, I'll show you how to modify this process when traveling with two guitars. But watch the entire video to the end. Step 1. The most important step, pack your guitar in a gig bag, not in a hard shell case. Here's why. When you show up to any airport with a guitar in a hard shell case, as soon as those people see the hard case, they're going to say, you've got to check that with the luggage, or you can check it at the gate maybe. They're not going to let you bring that thing, that big hard shell case, onto the plane. So when you pack it in a gig bag, they're not going to usually make that fuss. They might, and I've got a plan to get around that if they do, and which I'll share with you in a moment. But if you bring it in a gig bag, you have a much greater chance of getting the guitar on the plane with you without any hassles. Step 2, add a luggage tag to your gig bag in case you forget your guitar. This happens. Sometimes you bring your guitar on the plane and you're not thinking about it. It's in a closet somewhere or way up high, and where the carry-on luggage stuff is, and you just grab your normal carry-on suitcase and you leave. This has happened. It happened to me almost one time. I did finally remember it before I got off the plane, but I've seen other people forget it. So make sure that the gig bag has the luggage tag on it. So your name, your address of where you're going to, don't skip that part. Step number 3. Give your guitar to a friend, your girlfriend, your wife, whoever you might be traveling with if you're not traveling alone. Have them wait away from the check-in counter. Don't have them come anywhere near that counter. Have them wait over there. Let them hold your guitar while you check in without that guitar. So now that you're at the check-in counter and you've got your suitcases, your luggage, and you do not have your guitar with you because you just left it with your friend, your girlfriend, or whoever, you and only you check in your normal suitcases, check the suitcases at the check-in. Don't mention that you have a guitar with you as carry-on luggage, okay? So if you have a carry-on, a computer or something else, or bag or whatever, that's fine. If they ask you about carry-on luggage, say, this, holding up a bag or a computer, this is all I have with me, which is true. It is all that you have with you because the guitar is way back there. Step number 5. After you check in your suitcases and you get your luggage claim tag or ticket and you got your boarding pass, you go back and meet your friend or your wife or whoever it is that has your guitar who's standing away from the check-in counter. You go back and meet them. You grab your guitar, and now it's their turn to go check in. So this will make the check-in process longer because you've had to wait in line, and now they've got to wait in line, but you've got your guitar with you and it's not going with the luggage and being damaged and lost or stolen or anything like that. So now you wait for your friend, your wife, whoever, until they're done checked in, and then you both walk to security. Step 6, go through security with your friends or whoever you're traveling with and your guitar. The people who work in security at airports generally are pretty cool. They really don't care if you've got your guitar with it. All they want to do is scan it and make sure it's not a weapon or something hazardous or something like that. So they don't really care if you're bringing it on the plane or putting it under the plane. That's not their job. They're just security, and they're just making sure that everything is safe and secure. They really don't care about the guitar. So once you get through security with your friends or your wife and you've got your guitar with you past security, now you go to the gate and get ready to board the plane. If anyone from the airlines asks you, tell them that you'll check the guitar at the gate. They may give you a little tag for a gate check. If they give you the tag, wonderful. You got the tag. Now, once it's your turn to board and you swipe your boarding pass and you're going on to the plane, you might just, forget to check your guitar at the gate. You might just accidentally forget and just walk right on the plane with your guitar. I seem to do that every time. So I don't check my guitar at the gate, even if I have a little gate check tag. I don't do that. I walk right onto the plane with the guitar. Step 9. Only once you are actually on the plane, when you actually walk through the threshold, through the door, now you're physically on the plane. The first 2 steps you're going to take, there's going to be a flight attendant right there, standing there, probably 2. At that point, you turn to the flight attendant with a smile, very polite, and you say, "Dear Miss or Sir, do you have a closet where I might be able to put my little guitar? It's very fragile. It's very precious. Do you have maybe a closet? I could put a crew closet or some other closet. Do you have room?" If they say yes to that, great. Give them the guitar. They're not going to lose it. They're not going to break it in half, okay? They're just going to put it in their little closet. Just make sure that you know exactly where the guitar went. Okay, so watch them put it into a closet so you know which closet is it. Where is it on the plane? Okay? Don't just give it to them and walk away, because now you don't know where it is. If they say no, that they don't have a closet or there's no room in the closet that they have for the guitar, say, "No problem, I can put it in the overhead." Great. So in that case, you go find your seat and you want to put the guitar in the overhead compartment above your seat. Now, obviously, you would never, ever put your guitar in there first. So if you open the door and you see, "Wow, look at this, it's an empty space. My whole guitar fits in there perfectly. I'll just throw it up there." Yeah, by the time the flight's over, your headstock probably going to be busted as other people jam and cram their carry-ons, which are all overweight anyway, on your guitar neck. And if you've got a Gibson guitar, you know that headstock's going to snap right off. Got a Fender? You got a chance it's going to survive. So, point is this. Before you put the guitar in the overhead compartment, just put it on your seat. You don't have to sit down immediately. Let everybody else put all their junk, all their carry-on in the overhead bin. Once they do, there will be about that much space on top of their suitcases. You might have to take someone's carry-on and lay it flat. If they don't lay it flat, just rearrange it, stick your guitar above, close the door. Perfect, you're done. The guitar is secure. You know exactly where it is. It's right by you. It's above your seat. It's above your head. There's nothing on top of it. Nothing's going to break it. You close the door and you're good. Mission accomplished. Step number 10. Do not forget the guitar when you leave the plane. If you gave it to a flight attendant to put it in a closet, be sure not to forget it, because once you step foot off that plane and you take even 2 steps out that door, you cannot walk back onto that plane. You could have a baby on board and they're not going to let you walk back on there. Okay, so make sure You do not get off that plane without your guitar. Tie a string around your finger, do whatever you got to do. Don't forget it. All right, so everything we've talked about so far works when you have one guitar with you. But what if you're on tour somewhere and you're going to be taking two guitars with you? If you want to take more than two, I've never found a way to get three yourself on the plane, but you can get two. And here's what you do. You do all of the exact same steps that we just talked about, all 10 steps, except you need to buy or have made for you, maybe custom made, or you can look for one online, a special gig bag that holds two guitars, okay? So basically, it's like two gig bags fused together. Now, don't use duct tape and try and, make this homemade or anything like that. Buy a real double guitar gig bag, okay? And what happens is you have one guitar facing this way and the other guitar facing this way, and they sit like this. So it just looks like you've got one guitar, it's just a little thicker. So instead of the gig bag being maybe this thick, it's now that thick. So you need a little bit more room. Having a closet would really help on the plane. So if you're flying a bigger plane, you can probably get away with this. If you're flying a smaller one, you might need all or most of that overhead bin compartment. So I've seen many people do this, people I've toured with who brought two guitars with them with a gig bag, and that's how they got it done. If you try and bring two guitars independently, that's not going to work unless you're flying with a friend or something like that, and you have a guitar and you give them the other guitar and you do the same process. But if you're flying solo, you're going to need a double gig bag. Now, if you like my videos on YouTube, you will love my personalized breakthrough guitar lessons. I'm going to show you exactly how to transform your guitar playing from being just okay to being really awesome, even if you feel stuck right now or you're having self-doubts about yourself as a guitar player. Imagine just how much better your guitar playing will become when you know exactly what to do, exactly how to practice, and you have the guidance and roadmap to get you there. Now, I've done this for thousands of people over the years. If you do the work, if you practice at least 30 minutes a day, I am absolutely certain I can help you become the guitar player you want to be. Unlike other lessons out there on the internet, you're not going to get some generic cookie cutter course from me where all the lessons are all the same for everybody. No. You get lessons customized to you, to who you are, what your goals are, your challenges, your strengths, your weaknesses, your learning style, experience, frustrations, and most importantly, who you want to become as a guitar player. So check out my breakthrough guitar lessons at tomhess.net/guitar and see if they're right for you. I'll see you on the other side.